Tomahawks, Herculi, and Redheads were just some of the new releases to grace the simulation world this week. Hi there folks, my name's NovaWrap24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for all your simulation release news and goings-on from the week that was. So here we are on the Sunday the 28th of April 2024 for another exciting episode, and we're going to jump straight into it this week with the latest release from the team over at Just Flight, with the release of their rendition of the Piper PA-38 Tomahawk for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, the team at Just Flight have become well renowned for an outstandingly high quality work, particularly in GA aircraft, and the Piper PA-38 Tomahawk is another one from their stable that they have produced for several sims in the past and have now brought to life in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it is a particular favorite of mine. I remember my first time flying this aircraft was in FSX Steam Edition, and I then flew it again in Prepared for many years, and it is just a bucket ton of fun to fly. The Tomahawk, for those who don't know it, is a two-seater piston aircraft designed for cross-country touring, but also finds its home as a flight trainer because of its very stable handling characteristics. A fairly unique, not unique design, but a somewhat unusual design with the high T-tail. It's a very iconically, very recognizable aircraft, and the team at Just Flight have once again done a fantastic and outstanding job recreating this aircraft. So the team at Just Flight have once again given us a highly accurate model for this aircraft, based on the Piper PA-38 112 Tomahawk, using real-world aircraft plans and actual access to a real aircraft. Provides us numerous animations, high-quality texturing used throughout, custom-coded systems in the aircraft, including custom-coded fuel and electrical systems. But along with that, one of the things that I really appreciate the team at Just Flight and what they've done for all of their GA aircraft is they've been slowly, progressively adding in more and more. I hate to use the term realistic sort of features, but they absolutely are, by using a comprehensive wear and tear sort of maintenance type system of the aircraft, much like those of us who've been simming for many, many years would remember back from the early days of A2A, which is, of course, what they were known for. But the team at Just Fly have definitely picked up that idea and run with it with the new sim. So this actually, so they've got wear and tear modeling for over 15 components within the aircraft that is persistent across every flight that you make with the aircraft. So, you will see, we see this as well from the developers like FS Reborn, where, certain parts will eventually fail as time goes on. And the team at Just Flight, well, they've included in things like actually how you treat the aircraft, how you handle the aircraft. It will actually affect how fast or how slowly those parts will wear. So, for example, the example that they've given is that if you do tend to be rather heavy on your landings, or you operate from soft fields on a fairly regular basis, the grip on your tires will actually reduce as time goes on. So, and you'll have to replace them sooner than you would if you only landed on hard surface strips and were fairly gentle with your landings. Number of failures have also been modeled. The custom lighting system has been coded in as well. Fully functional avionics suite, including fully supported models of the GMA 340, the SL30, SL40 radio systems, the GTX 328 Spirit transponder, uses the standard Asobo GNS 430 and 530 systems, but it does also has also support for the PMS and TDS GTN models if you so desire to have them in your library. So it comes with 15 really cool liveries for this one, including an Australian one, which is always great to see, a custom sound set used throughout, recorded from a real aircraft, and overall, once again, looking a pretty damn awesome release from the team over at Just Flight. Now, if you want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $42 US or your regional equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. All right, moving on to the elephant in the room for aircraft releases this week. So Captain Sim are back. Whether you're happy about that or not is going to be, I'm going to leave up to you guys. But, so they are back, and not only are they back with a C-130. So, unless you've been under a rock for the last 4 years, you probably remembered the absolute shit show that was the reaction and quite frankly the treatment of the community by Captain Sim when they released the C-130 external model only, which was a bit of an absolute. It was an absolute joke. It really was. To see that they released it, they released a external model of a C-130E to great fanfare and great derision from the community. There have been many other controversies that Captain Sim have been involved in ever since. I can't even, I would be here. I can literally make an entire video about that. But it was, let's just say, it was not well received by the community. So they are back in 2024 with another C-130 this time, but this one has a virtual cockpit. And quite honestly, it actually doesn't look that bad. It actually looks pretty good. Why this couldn't have been done earlier on, I don't know, but we're going to let that one slide for now. So yeah, the cockpit looks reasonably good. At least from the pilot seats, the rest of the cabin could maybe do with a bit more polish, but overall, look, it's not looking too bad, and it definitely looks like an upgrade on the one that we had in the FSX days. And there's always a but. There's always a but. But this is a separate product. This is not them going back to their external only model and going, hey, you know what? Yeah, we screwed up. Here's the cockpit that we worked on for it. So, sorry about that, but here's the cockpit. And we'll go from there. Instead, this is a new release. This is a brand spanking new separate product. It's actually of a different aircraft. So the external model only was for a C-130E. This is for the C-130H. Functionally, there's not a huge difference between the two, but there are some minor differences. But either way, yeah, it's a separate model. Now, on top of the fact, okay, so yes, okay, yay. So tick, we've got an internal cockpit as well as an external model. Cool, okay, good news. Thumbs up to you, Captain Sim. But here's where it then suddenly goes downhill. So you get a grand total of one livery. That's it. Only one. Just one. No more, no less. Just one single solitary livery. That's it. Again, admittedly, it's not a bad one. It's U.S. Air Force, Alaskan Air National Guard, but it's only one. Now, immediately, I saw that and went, okay, that's interesting. And considering that they have pulled all of their paint kits online for all of their products, the earlier discussion about other controversies Captain Sim would be involved in, and lo and behold, what else is on their online store but a livery pack for their new C-130, consisting of not one, not two, but 3 liveries you get included with the livery pack. Okay, so oh boy, yeah, okay, so look, going back to the aircraft itself, look, as I said, the cockpit actually looks like it's pretty good. I just first pass at it. I don't have it, and I am not buying it because, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Anyway, look, it looks all right. The internal model looks pretty good. Looks like they've modeled the cargo bay as well as the cockpit. They've introduced what they are calling their Captain Sim signature animations. Basically, what this tells me, which lists, radome, radar, pilot windows. Like, why is this stuff even signature animations? This stuff is bog standard for all third-party developers. Hey, Asobo, I'm looking at you for including this in default aircraft. Anyway, moving on. It's like, why are you calling it signature animation? This should be expected. Anyway, and then they've got supposedly a custom flight model. Okay, your flight model was never that great for the C-130, but okay, let's go with that. However, clearly part here is they said uses stock turboprop sound set, which sounds like the C-130 thanks to custom flight model. I call bullshit. straight up. And yeah, just straight up, like, this was a golden opportunity for Captain Sim to literally buy back some community goodwill with this, by going, hey, we screwed up with the first release. Here's a free cockpit upgrade for those who had already purchased the external only model, and then make the external only model, turn that into a full C-130 package and up the price. I think that would have been a perfectly acceptable way out of this. But no, instead they've just gone straight to, we're going to produce a brand new model and we're going to charge you $50 for it. Which, to be fair, is about on par what I probably would have expected for an aircraft of this size. But again, my trust and faith in Captain Sim are non-existent, so there's that. Also, I want to point out some math problems with Captain Sim as well. I'm not sure if they can add up properly or not. So their livery pack promotion page says, buy now for less than $2 per livery. The price is $10. Last time I checked, 2 times 3 is 6. So this would be closer to $3.50 a livery. But anyway, however, through a bit of creative accounting, how they're claiming that is that this is currently on a launch special for half price. So they're currently releasing this for 50% off for the livery pack, so $5 for the livery pack through their store. And the base package is currently on a $10 off launch special, so bringing that down from $50 to $40. Either way, totally not enough to bring me back to Captain Sim, that's for sure. But if you're looking at picking this up, you can if you like. Interesting choice from Captain Sim, though. This was interesting and fairly notable with the fact that Captain Sim have been focusing very heavily on only releasing through the marketplace, or at least heavily relying on marketplace sales as opposed to independent store sales through their own store. That has seemingly changed. I don't know whether that's because they're wanting to avoid confusion with their existing C-130 product that's on the marketplace of the external only model, or whether there's some other plans afoot. I don't know. But this is currently only available from their NSIM store, as I said, currently on a launch special. I'll let you decide whether you buy it or not, but I, for one, will absolutely not be buying anything from Captain Sim for the foreseeable future. Available now from their store. All right, moving on to another release, but sticking with the concept of cockpits for the moment here. So the team over at FS2 Crew have released a interesting little add-on this week, which is a add-on to an add-on. So this week, FS2 Crew released their animated First Officer PMDG 737 SOP1 edition. So this is a kind of cool add-on, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised that this is the first kind of add-on of this that I think I've seen that hasn't done horrific things to the base core sim files. This is designed as a companion to their FS2 Crew PMDG 737 SOP1 edition, which is the SOP1 base pack, which is basically it allows you to simulate multi-crew in the PMDG 737. FS2 Crew do great products for this kind of stuff as well, by the way, folks. I think they're great. I think that if you are into tube liners and airliners, and this is, that is your preferred way of simming, their products are pretty much an essential thing to get. This is an add-on and actually then adds in a custom crew member to sit beside you that not only is just there like the default pilots and co-pilots are in the sim, they are actually animated so that when they are going through that checklist, they actually go and do the things on the checklist. They actually hold the checklist in front of them, they go through the items, they actually physically manipulate the items, and they actually have them animated so that if when the co-pilot says something to you through the voice lines that included with the SOP1 edition of the product, you actually see their mouth is animated. They actually say them to you, which is really kind of cool. Like, I really do like the concept of this. I think the team at FS2 Crew have always done some really interesting products, and have always been, I want to say they've always been fairly innovative as well. So it's an interesting thing here that they do say that the only thing that I have a bit of a interesting / concern about this one is the fact that they say that all third-party human avatars installed for the PMDG 737 must be uninstalled before installing FS2 Crew. So interesting that they note that. I hadn't heard of any other ones out there, but yeah, I figured if you're going to have the FS2 Crew base pack, you're probably going to want to look at this one. Now, this gives you a number of different models to be available here. You get 6 models included. You get various different races. You also get 2 female models as well, a blonde, including a blonde and a redhead. So if you're looking at adding something a bit more interactive to your flight deck or your PMDG 737, and you've already got the FS2 Crew products, then this is going to be a interesting product for you to grab. If you want to pick it up, you can pick this one up for $15 US or your original equivalent, available now from FS2 Crew. Moving on now to scenery releases for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The team over at RW Profiles have released their first airport product for Microsoft Flight Simulator with the release of Springfield-Branson Airport for MSFS. So this is interesting. This team is, as the name suggests, previously only did profiles for GSX. So this is their first branching out into an airport release. And I've got to say that it's actually considering it's a first release from them, it looks really, really good. The team have done a great amount of detail both on all parts of the airport here as the airport layout as it appears in 2023. At the end of 2023, sorry. They've got custom ground poly throughout, custom terrain elevation data throughout. They've modeled all different parts of the airport, including the freight terminal, the Air National Guard part of the base, as well as custom lighting used throughout, and custom internal hangars and parts of the internal terminal have been modeled as well. It looks really, really good, and it looks like it blends pretty seamlessly in with the surrounding photo reel as well. So overall, for a team's first product, this looks really, really good and sets a pretty high bar for them, that's for sure. Now, if you wanted to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $16 US or your original equivalent, available now from AnyBuilds. Now, rounding out the as we round out the Microsoft Flight Simulator in news this week, I am going to do a little bit of self-promotion for myself this week. So this week I saw the release of 3 new livery packs from myself. I know we talked about the Captain Sims livery packs before. So we saw 3 new livery packs for release from myself. So these are for the recently released SC Designs F5E Tiger 2 for MSFS. So I've got 3 different ones available. So these are various different themes. So the first one we got is the Defenders of the Conch Republic. So this is a VFC 111 pack, which expands on the VFC 111 livery, which was included in the base pack from SC Designs, and it includes a number of 5 additional aircraft from the squadron, including a heritage livery. We also have Desert Tigers, which is a number of desert or Middle Eastern operators of the F5E Tiger 2, as well as European Tigers, so a number of European operators of the Tiger. So some of these, I have taken a little bit of creative license with some of these liveries, as some of these liveries are for F5As rather than F5Es, because that's all that particular armed force operated, but the aircraft is essentially the same. So I hope the community forgives me for taking a little bit of license with that. But if you are wanting to pick this one up, so these ones are available as donation ware for the PC community. So for the PC community, this is available from my Gumroad store. But for the Xbox community, I have not forgotten about you. They are absolutely available for you. They got released onto the marketplace this week. They are available for the lowest price I can possibly set on the marketplace, and they're available now for you. Just a quick note for people who for PC users rather than Xbox users. So for PC users, if you purchase your F5E from outside the marketplace, so if you purchased it from Just Flight or any, if you purchase it from Just Flight instead of in the InSim marketplace, then you will have to pick it up from my Gumroad store. You can't actually use it from the InSim marketplace. The InSim marketplace one is only if you purchase the F5E from inside the InSim marketplace. I've already had multiple emails about discussing this from customers who are wanting to buy it, and it's like, well, that's because what you got to do. Anyway, so if you want to pick this one up, these are available now from my Gumroad store or from the InSim marketplace, available now. Now, finally, as we round out the Microsoft Flight Simulator news this week, this one is not a release news, but rather a get it while it lasts news. Okay, so this week, last week, we saw the dev Q&A stream that the team at Microsoft and Asobo have been doing since the beginning, which again, is a great thing that they do with the community. But one of the important things that they announced that may have been missed by some members of the community is the Gun Maverick DLC is being discontinued. Now, I'm honestly not really surprised by that. So it is an end of life. Any kind of partnership like this generally does have some form of shelf life. So it will, cease to be available at some point. But what that means is that if you want this add-on, you have to pick it up before the 25th of May this year. So basically, you've got, from the time of recording, you've got less than a month to be able to pick this up. Now, what it does not mean, so I want to be really, really clear on this one, especially in light of the recent 3 Grumpy Simmers video, is that as long as you have it and own it, then you can continue to access it. So if as long as you've downloaded it, you've purchased it for $0 and you've downloaded it and installed it at least once, and if you then uninstall your sim and then install it onto a new computer, you will still be able to download it. That's fine. You can still use it. You can still access it. It just means that if you don't get it before the 25th of May, you will never get it. So it's a free add-on, folks. Absolutely go and pick it up. It is really, I think it is a great particular feature. It's got some fun training missions in there. It's got some fun challenges in there, and it's got a Rhino with Maverick markings on it. What can possibly be bad about that? So anyway, make sure that if you do have Microsoft Flight Simulator, make sure you go and grab it. Even if you don't normally fly those kind of aircraft, absolutely go grab it. Take advantage of the free content while you can, and then maybe give it a try if you've never tried it before. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. Available for free from the MC Marketplace for the next couple of weeks. All right, moving out of the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator now and moving into the world of X-Plane, the team over at VSky Labs have been busy once again, releasing this week their rendition of the NISUS Gyroplane. So gyrocopters are absolutely fascinating members of the aviation sort of family, and they've gone through many different design evolutions, and it's been interesting to see them come back into as a resurgence of popularity in real-world aviation over the course of the last 15 years or so. This is part of their it's part of their test pilot series, this one. So very much designed to push the limits of what X-Plane can do. Now, this one is based on the real-life NISUS gyroplane, and is a acknowledged recreation of this rotorcraft for the simulation. Includes custom modeling, a highly accurate 3D model modeled off a real I was about to say aircraft. Is it an aircraft? I think it is. Aircraft, helicopter, something between the two. Anyway, and comes to us with a highly detailed external model, highly detailed external internal model as well. Custom simulated systems based on the real world systems as modeled in the Comfort edition of the real life aircraft, along with a bit of interpretive sort of proposed ideas of some of the systems. So the avionics are how they actually are on the real aircraft, but some of the other internal systems are best guesses, I think, is basically what they've sort of going with this one. Custom FMOD sound package included with this one, along with 3D visualizations of the passenger, cargo, and a heads-up display system. So if you wanted to pick this one up and give this one a go, you can pick this one up for normally $30, currently on a launch special of $20, or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. In the other X-Plane scenery, in the other X-Plane release this week, from the scenery this time, so from the team at Quintana, they released their New York City New SkyScrapers 2024. TLDR, this is a city pack, or city scenery pack, like we see, or landmarks pack that we see a lot in Microsoft Flight Simulator, except for X-Plane 11 and 12. Essentially, they identified, as the description says, they identified the fact that most scenery for New York available for X-Plane dates back to sort of 2010, 2011-ish period. So what they've done is they've gone, you know what, we want to add, they wanted to add in the newer skyscrapers that are part of the New York skyline, to update the skyline to how it appears now. So they've added in 54 new buildings across Manhattan and the greater New York area. So if you want to pick this one up, add this one to your collection, you can pick this one up for $20 or your original equivalent, available now from xplane.org. And finally, rounding out the NovaWrap for this week, the team over at Forza have released their latest vehicle pack for Forza Horizon 5 with the release of the Apex Allstars car pack. There is literally nothing in the description on this one other than the new vehicles, which is a 2018 BMW Motorsport M8, a 2015 Cadillac Racing ATS VR, 2020 Chevrolet Corvette Racing C8R, Lexus Vasa Sullivan RCF GT3, Mercedes AMG GT3, a Ferrari Rizza Competizione, and the Porsche Park Place Motorsports 911 GT3. Seriously, does the 911 ever die? Is that family ever going to die? Anyway, so just having a quick look at the comments about this pack, though. Again, I don't drive in Forza. I haven't driven a driving game since Need for Speed Underground 2, I think was the last one I played. So this is $10, but there is a lot of negativity about this because apparently this is DLC that was supposed to be, that the ultimate edition of the game was supposed to include all the DLC, and apparently this is DLC that's not included in it, and apparently the community is displeased about that eventuality. And to be quite honest, I kind of don't blame them. But anyway, so yeah, if you do want to pick them up, you can pick them up for $10 or your original equivalent, available now from Steam or from the console marketplaces of your choice. And with that, folks, that does now round out the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by following me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Twitch. Just search NovaWing24. All right, folks, thanks very much for watching. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.